You are all good. This video, oh my gosh, I'm back on the resin, guys. It's been a while and I am doing my very first deep pour. Now, if you remember, I had a Let's Resin delivery. I'm an affiliate for Let's Resin and they sent me these gorgeous crystal tower molds. Could not wait to try them. I was so intimidated, so nervous. I've never done anything like this before and I'm loving it. So I got myself some Vista Resin in Ocean. So this is the right resin for the depth that I want. And I knew I wanted to do one big deep pour and not layers. So make sure you've got the right resin for the depth of your piece. Now these flowers were sent to me by one of my amazing patrons, Kari. So thank you so much. I'm going to be using these because as soon as I saw them, I knew that these had to go in this mold. And if you did see my unboxing, you'll know that the molds themselves came with an instructional sheet and the picture on there had flowers. So yeah, that was my inspiration for this. So I had no idea how much resin to mix up. I just mixed up. By weight, this resin is 100 to 45. So to make my life easier, I measured 100A to 45B because that is as good as my maths gets. The first thing I'm going to do was recommended on their instructional sheet, and that is to rest my flowers in the resin. So I stirred my resin for 5 minutes. I let it sit for 5 minutes to allow all those bubbles to surface. Then I placed my flowers in and I'm going to let this sit for another 5 minutes. This is a deep pour resin, so I have got a long work time because this I think is a 48-hour cure, 24 to 48-hour cure on a deep pour. I'm going to need a professional sticky tool to get down into the point of the mold, and on the instructional sheet, it did say to make sure that you get down in there and dislodge any potential air bubbles that are stuck in the point of the crystal. So you saw my professional tool. I just sellotaped a cocktail stick to a stirring stick and it worked perfectly fine. Now, the one thing I would do differently next time, I added 2 drops of alcohol ink into the bottom of the mold just to give it a purple hazy tint. And the only I don't really know if I would do it differently. I really wanted to see what it would look like, just to have this purple, really pale purple, transparent, of course, resin. And I just think 2 drops, 3 drops would have been too many. I think next time I might just go for 1. But I'm telling you, the end result is still beautiful and I'm still obsessed. So there I was using my professional little tool there to get in, and I just went ahead and poured a lot of resin into the mold. And honestly, I don't know why I get so nervous. I feel intimidated. I think I always feel like I can do stuff. Like if I see something, as the kids say, you might have heard the kids say this all over social media, my toxic trait is believing I can do absolutely anything correct the very first time. And if you watch my vlogs, you'll know that I did try to cast a teasel in resin, not in a deep mold though, in a sphere, and it didn't work out. So yeah, I always get nervous because I feel like I should be able to do that, and when I can't, I get irritated. But this one, this one was beautiful. I lowered my flowers really slowly down in after they'd been sitting in the resin for 5 minutes to just coat them and get rid of any potential air bubbles. I placed them down inside the mold real gently, and I was trying to work out if they were going to float, and they weren't going to. So I was more than happy to just leave them in there overnight. And this was actually 2 days later when it was fully cured, and oh my gosh, it looked dark at first. Like looking down inside, it looked very dark, much darker than I wanted it to be. But of course, that's just the way the light works. The reflection of the alcohol ink and the light in general made it look a lot darker than it was in real life. So I'm just using my little scissors here to clip off the ends, and to fill up the back I'm actually using the two different purples. So I've got one purple from Vista and the darker purple because I wanted it darker. The darker purple is actually from Glass Cast Resin when I got them a long time ago, just to darken it up a little bit to match the flowers. I kept kind of, you know, comparing it to the flowers that I've got left to see if it was a match. And then I just filled up the bottom of the mold. Now I would say this is about 1 inch. Again, something I'd do differently next time. I would make the bottom a little bit more interesting, maybe use stones or crystals, something just a little bit more interesting. So this is the hack that I learned from Wendy over at Toonpish Crafts. She uses isopropyl alcohol. Is that how you say it? Isopropyl? Yeah, isopropyl. She uses isopropyl alcohol and sprays it into her molds to enable her to get the resin out of molds like this. Now you can put it in a bowl of soapy water, it will do the same job, but I am lazy. I didn't want to leave my room, so I used the alcohol technique, and oh my gosh, it worked. I mean, obviously it worked because Wendy tells us it works, but it popped out of here way faster than I was expecting it to. And again, the instructional booklet came and it kind of told you to kind of, you know, don't pull the silicone back, don't stretch the silicone. Look at this. I was absolutely blown away. Okay. If you zoomed in with a microscope, you might be able to see a couple of little bubbles that had attached themselves to the flowers. But overall, the Vista Ocean, I don't have a pressure pot. I know Wendy at Toonpish uses a pressure pot, but I don't have one. Imagine if you had a pressure pot, you wouldn't see a single micro bubble. But actually, for my very first deep pour, I am still totally and utterly proud of this one. And guys, it's already sold. It's already sold. So a huge thank you to Sophie. Honestly, she saw this on my Instagram and bought it straight away. So I no longer have it, but it is just beautiful. The flowers are just stunning. Everything about this is right. I'm just so proud. I'm just so proud. I think I was just nervous about having a deep pour, creating a deep pour, fully expecting bubbles, but of course Vista Ocean is designed for deep pouring, so I don't know why I thought, maybe it's my own hand, I think can't do things, but I did it and I love it so much. I actually sanded the bottom back a little bit and I added a cork base before I posted it off to Sophie. I hope she absolutely loves it. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. The shine from the mold. Look at this, the reflective shine, just beautiful. So happy, so proud. I was toying with the idea of making all three in one video, but I just felt like for my first time that might be a bit much for me and a bit overwhelming. But I now want to make more. I really want to make, let me know what you think. I really want to dust the molds in chameleon powders, chameleon flakes and chameleon powders, and just fill them up with black to get like this solid color shifting crystal. Would you do that, or would you think a bit boring, bit plain? Let me know your thoughts. But I'm holding it in my hand right now to show you the size of it. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. I love it. So really happy with the mold. So happy with the resin. And yeah, more close-ups to see you out. I hope you have loved this, and if you are intimidated like me, I get so intimidated by things I don't know. If I've not done something before, I get nervous. It's the same as driving. If I'm driving to a place I've never driven before, I get absolutely nervous, and yeah, so just learn from me that you can do it. Just do it. I think the easiest thing for me is to just do it, not think about it, and then yeah, demold 2 days later, and if it's not worked, then learn from it and move on. But this, I cannot tell you how happy I am that this turned out, and it is spectacular. A pressure pot would have made it even more so, But yeah, I hope you've really loved it. I hope you give some deep pouring resin a go. And yeah, like I said, there's a few little micro bubbles in there, but nothing to cry about. I'm really not bothered because at this point, I'm just happy it came out. So thank you all so much if you have stayed this long. It's quite a quick video, really. We're nearly 10 minutes in. So I appreciate you all very much. And yeah, go and give it a go. If you've got any deep pour resin, I thoroughly recommend it because it's a whole other level of amazing. Really enjoyed it, and I will speak to you all in the next video. And yeah, oh, hit the like button and don't forget to comment down below. And yeah, I appreciate you all. I'll see you then. Bye.